Yes, good evening, everyone, and welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. My name is Dominic. You know who I am. Anybody is new, it's Dominic. Just saying it again. How's it going? Hope everybody's well. It's a Monday. Look, we know what happened yesterday, but guys, in this video, we're going to break it down. We've got some great guests. We're going to see what happened with Leicester yesterday, and most importantly, where do we go from here? I think the only way to start this off is just to look at this. This was Ollie, our manager's face at the end of the game. You can see it's the 91st minute, right? And I feel that I can confidently say this is how every single fan felt yesterday. Tired, worn out, fed up, just don't know what's happening, what's next, what are we going to do? This is how we all felt. In today's show, we're going to break this down. We're going to look at each goal. We'll understand where we go from here. We're going to understand the latest news and what players are actually leaving too. If we're going to lose about 8 or 9 players, we got to buy in the summer. It's a massive, massive task. And I don't know if we're up to it, but I'm flicking hoping so. So you know what we're going to do, guys? We're going to bring in the guest here. And we're going to break this down, talk about Ollie, talk about where we go from here, and get your thoughts. I appreciate you joining in live. And I'm excited to do this because this is the only thing that's going to get me excited. The belief and hope that miracles can come true. So let's get in my man, Nuruddin. What is going on, brother? You good? Oh, I think you're mute, bro. You're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
Yeah. Good as I can be after that shambles yesterday, man.
Bro, you got
to laugh, bro.
You have to laugh. If you don't laugh, you just cry, man. And I get my boy AG. What's going on?
Hey, Tommy Kings. How you getting on, brothers?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
all good, mate. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate this. This is going to be a good show. We're going to look at every single goal, the plays, what went wrong, whose fault was it, where do we go from here? Because it's so important that we get this right in the future. And a lot of people are talking about, obviously, you're going to be negative in terms of the performance itself. It was not good. But I'm a solutions guy. I'm trying to figure out where do we go from here, because we can whine all day long. My freaking previous reaction show that went up last night, check it out if you haven't. You can see I was not in a good place, and I'm normally quite positive and chirpy, but I had to say it and I had to be real about it. I had to be real. And we're going to bring in Aiden as well into the house. Aiden, what's going on, brother?
Yo, what are you saying, man?
Mate, we're breaking it down. This is going to be a very, very interesting breakdown. I'm glad you all could make it and do this. So again, we're going to start off right and see if I can do this in the right way. Guys, this is the image of our manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, at the 91st minute, right? The 91st minute, he's not in a good place. I'm not in a good place. He looks like, I don't know. What is going through his mind? 80 million Harry Maguire, who knows? Who knows, right? But he was not in a good place. Nuruddin, in just a couple of sentences, my man, because I know we could go on for freaking ages. What was your instant reaction based on yesterday? Like, how are you feeling as a fan, man?
We got found out yesterday. There's only so much you can fake it. You saw a well-coached team and a team that uses the majority of their squad. So that's why when players are injured, other players can come in and step in. And a club that is like a pantomime. We're a pantomime. That's why only when we get beat, Ollie out trends. We're like that pantomime. No, he isn't. Yes, he is. That's what we are from top to bottom, bro. And I wasn't surprised or shocked by it. This was coming. But the difference in the game, what I noticed was that a well-coached team and a team that's not coached. And I can't really blame Ollie because Ollie came out a couple of months ago and said he doesn't do the coach.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Aiden, how are you feeling about it all, bro?
Yeah, it was just diabolical, really. Like the thing is, yeah, we've had like losses and stuff, but I don't think they've been in the manner of this for a while. It reminded me of the Burnley result, 2-0. Some losses just have a different feel to them, you know what I mean? Maybe it's the way the players put effort in, maybe it's the manner of the defeat, but you know, on the bright side, it's a quarter-final loss. It's not a semi-final loss. So that's good.
Bro, honestly, Naji, talk to me, man.
You know what I mean?
Talk to me.
I'm done, bro. Like I get my man's opinion of Ollie out brigade, bro. I've been Ollieing forever, but for me, Ollie's got to go now. Like, and it's not because I see Ollie as I see him as one part of the culprit, and for me, yes, his coaching staff don't the main issues. It's okay for Ollie not to coach. I've said that many times. You don't have to coach. Fergie didn't actually have to coach, but the people who are doing the coaching need to be replaced. He's only just brought this coaching staff in. So the realism of it, let's keep it real. Are they going anywhere soon? No. The only way they're going to go is if Ollie ends up going. And I'll be honest, Ollie's downfall is his in-game management. It's always been that, his team selections. I just don't feel, on reflection, that, and that, putting all anger aside and all emotions aside, if you, yes, I know he hasn't been supported, I know he hasn't been backed, but if you've got a set of players on the pitch, on the bench, that can do a better job than what we all know that you're sticking to, and then you're choosing to go back to that plan A to try and get a result against Leicester to get a goal, that is cemented for me that next season, when we don't get a CDM, because we're not going for one, and when Pogba leaves, he's going to want to go Matic and Fred, and he's probably going to go Maguire and maybe a new centre-back. I'm sorry, for next season, that's the realism what we have to go with. He's not changing his coaching staff, he's just got new ones in. So the reality is, he has to go at the end of the season from a footballing perspective, and I think he's taken us as far as he can, and I respect and appreciate that. But for me, bro, I'll finish with he's got to go for me at the end of May.
I hear you, man. Do you know what I felt like when he brought all those subs on? I felt like the Avengers last scene, right? You know, when all the Avengers assemble, I mean, you got things more, but they're only assembling to be, I don't know, like a Pikachu. Like, it's Pikachu in front of them, and they got all these people flicking Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, just to beat Pikachu. I'm like, what's going on here? It was a joke how we brought on 4 subs, and Cavani had one touch in 26 minutes in the box.
Yeah, it was
everybody's going on Martial. I don't get it because I'm sorry, if Cavani's so good, he should be doing more than that. And I feel like this is the thing. People are picking out little players and stuff, which is fine because we know we can, but it's bigger than that, man. It's bigger than that. Guys, thank you so much for joining and tuning in live. We're going to break down each goal now. This is going to get interesting. This is going to get very interesting. Let's break down each goal and see what's going on. Guys, again, this is Ollie having his just thinking about the next game because he doesn't care about trophies apparently. But then I want to talk about this. This is Harry Maguire, right? Playing out from the back. Ollie said it clearly. We're trying to play out from the back. It's a new way we want to play. We keep doing it. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. All right, cool. All right. What, like sometimes you can cross the road and sometimes you can't. I get it. I understand. Tell me right now, Nuruddin, in your view, what went wrong here, bro? Like, what went wrong? I've put some arrows here. You can see Tellers is clear as a flicking daisy, but Harry Maguire decides to pass it to Fred, who this is not the first time Fred has received the ball in this area and caused a goal. This has happened before. In your view, what's happening here? Because this was a crucial goal. Oh, you're mute, bro. It's like a Zoom call.
Wolverhampton about a year ago, I think. Yeah. Was it a year ago? Wolverhampton, Fred did. But even before that, so as a leader, as a captain, you should read the game, right? So you're reading the game while it's going on. So your brain is ticking because you can see what's happening, and you can see that they're setting traps. You can see that they're putting triggers to press us as soon as we try to play out from the back. And you already know that Fred lost the ball 2 or 3 times already before he received this pass. And then that's what you're doing. You're the leader, the captain, and you're playing that suicide ball. When you can see that player there, the Leicester player, is already anticipated, Fred. You could see, right? You could see 2 players. You can see Matic being Matt. So Matic, there's a player in front. There's a player pressing Matic already, right? And then you could, so the ball, one big thing you get coached in school, innit? Like when you get coached or even a football team. The most dangerous things in defense is this area central. It's anything where the goal is clear.
Yeah.
The pathway to the goal. If you put the ball out here, you could get Mans back here, right? Leicester will have to do really good play to get past Matic. Fred is already shifted, Maguire and Lindelof and Juan Pasaco's coming in, right? So if they won the ball here, there has to be a fantastic ball to get it to striker, and then they have to do skill to bend it, right? But here is absolute basics. And that is, to me, shows he's not thinking. Maguire's not thinking. They might be coached to this way, but he's not thinking. Because Fred already was a culprit of losing the ball in central places, and Leicester didn't punish us. But that ball you don't play. And he has clearly showed it there. Tellus is free. Here as well, I'm sure Martial is somewhere here. Pogba is up here off the left near the halfway line. And actually, Pogba is one of our best players that holds up the ball. If you play it to him, he can hold the ball actually and buy time. But he doesn't. So that to me was the clear. Everybody could see that. You don't play it because in that same play at Wolverhampton a year ago, Fred got the ball got nicked from him and boom. And I don't even blame Fred. The ball is with Maguire. He has the choice.
You know what though? And I completely agree. And I can see in the comments, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I see all you there. Clear, Steo. Who else we got? Ethan, big up. Abhatch20, Jamie, Rob, Corey, Luke, Jermaine, Sufan, all of you. I appreciate you all coming in. On Devil's Advocate, and you know I always do this, Nate, Devil's Advocate here. Some people could say that, as it's obviously this is a still image, but when he gets the ball, Fred, if he's actually really good at ball retention, has got an opportunity to pass it out to Tellez still, or just flicking hoof that away, or play a better pass to Henderson because that pass was tame. Who do you think this falls with more?
Bro, this image first and foremost, you got to remember, Maguire in this position, in this situation, has had at least 2 touches already. He had the Henderson's passing the ball. He's had a touch and he's taken another touch. It was at that moment you can see Fred just about ready to go. Maguire then I believe takes another touch before he actually gives that pass. If you notice, by the time he's made that pass, Fred is on the edge of the area. He makes the pass. But if you already look, the Leicester play is already on Fred's backside. So not only is Fred under pressure, bear in mind his touch and his passing has been woeful. He's that pass, and a lot of people saying, "Oh, you got to switch that out to Bissaka with your right foot first time." But that side was already closed down. So for him to do that with the ball being played to his feet directly, his body isn't even open to be able to make that switch over. It would look like a calamity if he tried to swing his foot around. So whose fault
do you think it comes down to ultimately, bro?
It's a team thing. Like I don't understand this thing of it's one person's fault. So if you only blaming one if you blame one more than the other, then you're wrong and right. Look at football. It's like dominoes when you stack them up and knock them down. One error into another error. I fully agree with the brother before and who basically just said Maguire is at fault. Look, there's no pressure on the ball. If there is no pressure on the ball in that situation, then ultimately you are the first person to plant the seed. I always say whoever plants the seed deserves the most credit, whether it's negative or not. He's got the ball. There's no pressure. Yes, Fred is on in this picture as we see. Maguire has another 2 touches before he decides what to do. He's already had 3-4 touches before he's made a pass.
Do you know what?
One, that's too slow. But sorry, bro, I'll finish quickly. As Fred's come in, that pass to me is no longer on. Now, Fred makes the most of the pass. I'm not saying he does well with the pass. He makes the most of the pass. However, the pass was weak as hell. And you've given it to a player who's shit on confidence. Excuse me, Fred, sorry. He's low on confidence. He's shaky. He's got pressure on his shoulder. He's the last person I'd want to give a ball to. And as a captain, you should be able to read the game and understand people's psyche. So for me, Maguire's the biggest culprit. Like Fred just put the final nail in the coffin for me.
Sorry to rush you, bro, because we've got so many.
I know. Sorry, bro.
Shots to get through. I know. I hear you, man, but it all makes sense. Let's get in the comments, guys. Thank you so much. Like this video, I appreciate you. And if subscribe if you're new, we've got Nuruddin. Thanks so much for coming, Neji and Aiden as panel guests. Big panel. Aiden's going to give us a thought on the next screenshot in a second. How are people thinking about this? So. People saying the plan was great from Harry and Fred effed it. Okay. Fred's pass was atrocious, but Maguire, our 80 million captain, did what little kids get coached not to do. It's true. Jermaine's saying, I don't understand why we keep trying to play at the back. There's no point in continuing with this tactic. Ollie acts like Leicester wouldn't watch video and see how bad we were. That's a very good point. Yeah. He was 52 million. Ab saying, come on now, Harry knows what he's doing there. Fred's at fault. Theo saying the game was fixed. I don't believe Ollie can make similar mistakes several times in 2 seasons. Rob saying the game should be kept simple at the back. I agree. Chris is saying we should not be doing techniques we haven't mastered in the quarterfinals. It's true. Ho, 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 Green Giant. Saying, thinking, I love it. So we should sell Fred. That's what you're saying. Well, we're going to talk about that in a second, bro. Right, look, I'm going to be honest with you, Aiden, just a couple of points on this because we got loads more goals to go through.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this, bro? Because this set the pace. For me, there were so many opportunities to alleviate pressure. And Pep said it, one of the masters of the game who's won a lot, don't invite pressure by being slow. Don't give to someone and hold the ball for no reason, because the longer you hold the ball, the more pressure you receive. That's literally it. That's why we keep saying pass, move, pass, move. Aiden, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, ball moves faster than the person, as they say. But I'm going to ask you guys a question. If Fred picks up the ball and he doesn't lose possession, where does he pass it to? Back to the fullback. So actually, he probably would have passed it back to the right back, Wan-Bissaka. So all he would have done is pass when Maguire should have passed in the first place. Fred's not going to turn on the half turn and play out. He just passed straight back to the fullback. So actually, he'd just be going back to exactly where Maguire should have played it in the first place. Also, when you're a captain, the onus is on you to make the right decision. If you've got that much time and space, you take 2 or 3 touches. To be able to pick a pass like that, that's silly. Also, you can see he's got a player behind him and 2 players next to him. I'll ask you guys a question. If you know someone cannot finish and you're running through and 2 of your mates are next to you, go back to 6th form. Would you pass to the person that cannot finish? No, you wouldn't. I was at 6th form. We used to take the mick out of people. We wouldn't pass to people that can't finish. Harry Maguire knows this. Everyone knows this. If you played football at any level, you know it. So for me, I just think it's silly. Like, of course, Fred shouldn't have done it, but it will be like, giving somebody flat tires and then getting angry when they crash. Well, why would you give it to him in the first place? It's just setting him up for failure. So I don't know. I think the onus is on Harry Maguire because he's the captain, in my opinion. But I know Fred did wrong. So yeah,
you know what? I agree. Before we move to the next one, I feel like this is how we've seen Harry Maguire do these sort of passes before. And before, I thought, you know what? It's just that's all we can do. He did a pass like this recently when he should have just booted it. Do you remember? And he passed it to De Gea, and De Gea luckily just smashed it away. But these hospital passes, man, I'm sorry, unless you've got insurance, you're going to get done. We got it then. Just really quickly, Jermaine, your captain should know who the strongest players are. Yeah, I agree. Harry should know that that's a terrible pass to put. And if it's Fred, come on, still in disbelief, woke up with the reality that City can win the treble. Mate, hot dog, bro, they can win the quad. I've already said it. If they win the quad, I'm coming off Twitter for about 6 months. I can't take it, man. Sabbatical, paternity leave, whatever you want to call it, I'm going. Let's go on to the next one, guys, because it just gets worse and worse. I don't want to ruin the Monday, but we can make it comical if you want to. We can laugh. I'm going to go to the next one, right?
Can we get some Benny Hill theme tune? Can we get the Benny Hill theme tune?
So obviously, this is just after the pass, right? You can. Oh my God! Can you see? Is that a Nacho right next to Harry Maguire, right?
Yeah.
You can see. Lindelof, right, is literally stood still. He hadn't even got any power on his legs to run off and try and catch up. Harry Maguire is in no man's land. There's 3 choices for these Leicester flicking strikers to try and score. It is embarrassing. And at this point, look how much space there is. If he just turns out to the flicking left, the way he's doing it, there's so much space. It is embarrassing. I don't want to see this pitch anymore because it hurts me. I've seen it in so many different games, and we need to get better players. I don't care what people are saying. Fred is not good enough for us to win trebles and quads in the future. He's not. Put him on the bench if you want to, but he's not good enough. Let's move on to the next image. Now, this really got me, Nuruddin, right? This really got me, right? For me, this should never have been a goal. And this is when we start looking at the team saying, is this some sort of circus? Is this some Kevin Hart comedy stand-up show? Because if you look at this, right, you can see Tielemans gets the ball. Matic closed him down far too fast. You don't need to. All you need to do is just contain and have some structure. He's loads of people around. Doesn't need to run in. He rushes in. Tielemans flicking pays a 1-2. And if you see Matic trying to catch up with Tielemans, it is comical. Comical. How did you feel about this? How did you feel about this when you saw it, bro?
Yeah, it was the most obvious 1-2s, innit? Like at the highest level in the FA Cup quarterfinals between 2 Premier League teams, 2 teams that are close to each other. And that's what I said, that it was a well-coached team and a team that's not coached properly. And also, one thing about Leicester, what they've realized in their game plan was to press us hard, because they realized the stat that was from a couple of months ago. Actually, majority of Man United, we concede goals. When the games that we lose, actually, there's some crazy stat came out. When teams press us, the percentage of games we win drops drastically.
It's true. It's true.
Do you remember that stat?
Football Terrace, by the way. Big up Football Terrace, and you guys, appreciate you.
Listen, do you remember that? Do you remember that stat? Do you remember that stat? That when Man United are pressed on this Ollie's team, so we've been trying to play this from the back. So they realize the weakness in us. So they use what so-called strength against us.
Yep.
And they press the hell out of us. And this goal, to me, this goal, I don't know if you see my reaction after the game. I had actually a different stand. I didn't rant and go about Ollie. I actually said compare the two clubs in terms of footballing structure, compare the both squads in terms of recruitment, in terms of getting the best out of the players that they have. And that's what I compared. But here, to me, yesterday showed that was the graveyard. That, to me, was the final nail on the coffin of Matic's career at Man United.
It is, though, isn't it?
You know what?
And the other crazy thing was that it's the way Harry Maguire and Lindelof backed off. It's almost they said to Tillemans. It's like they said to Tillemans, where do you want to hit that ball? Do you want to score from this angle? Actually, we'll give it to you from this angle. We know you're a right-footed player, so instead of trying to show you on your left, when other than backing off, we're going to try to step to you, because we know then that if the players play, if you play in a player behind us, you most likely will be offside, and we know Henderson can come out and collect that ball. But we're going to back off, and then on your right foot, we're going to show you, we're going to give you that side free. Yep. So then you can just strike the ball one place you can only put it, and he put it there.
Nuruddin, look, I've moved this shot, guys. In the chat, let me know what you think about this. This is literally 1 second after. Look at the space. Look at, we've got 5 men around Tillemans. 5. You're not seeing ridiculous. These aren't ghosts. You've got Matic flicking breathing out of his. He can't even breathe. He can't breathe. You've got Fred, who literally should have absolutely taken him out, whoever. I don't think on a yellow card. You've got everybody's tracking back, right? Wan-Bissaka, I don't know. He's just there. You've got the freaking left back. He's just there. Tellers, I don't know what he's doing. This is embarrassing. And you know what this reminds me of? That goal, that freaking Tottenham player. I can't remember his freaking name now.
Bergwijn.
When he sold Harry Maguire for a donut, right? And the gaps. It was like freaking something out of the Bible when the freaking seas just parted. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This is embarrassing. Neji, how did you feel when you saw this, bro?
Bro, I was just literally, all I remember in the watch along is watching it going, someone going to tackle him, 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 someone going to tackle him. And then all I see is Tillemans, bottom corner. I was like, shut your mouth. And then I started to just think, wait there, where have I seen this done before? And it's every time, Maguire, Lindelof, every time them man have got one-on-one, they're always instantly backtracking so they can allow the other players, in the hope that other players track back and intercept, because they know one-on-one they're not good enough.
Yeah.
So it's a subconscious movement that they go into. There's no confidence there. And this is why, Dom, and call it whatever you want. I don't really care, because I've had enough about these centre-backs now, Call it what you want. Tuanzebe and Eric Bailly together, I'm sorry, you have 2 competent defenders who don't need their hand being held. We've seen what Tuanzebe can do against PSG at the best level. You really think my man couldn't handle Tielemans? We've seen
you know what?
Trust me, bro.
I'm sorry, but we've seen everybody when he locks out a man and he closes out a man, makes everyone go, raw. Is it that easy to take the ball off him? We've seen that. So that means if you've got 2 players that can do that, what makes you think they can't play together and work something else and develop a partnership? Yes, Bailly gets injured, fair play. So if he's not injured, then throw Maguire in. But we're going to talk about them 2 need to be playing, because this stupidness, man. This is stupidness.
I hear you, man. We're going to talk about Bailly later. We're going to talk about the statement that he came out with, his friend. Normally I don't believe this rubbish, but when Sky Sports are talking about it, look, they don't want to lose their credibility. Someone's talked to him. I don't know if it's his mum. I don't know who it is. Someone's
his mate, I think it was.
It's his mate, right? It could be his mum. My mum's my mate. But look, we're going to talk about Eric Bailly, because I'm sorry, if Eric Bailly was there, I think that goal's not happening. It's embarrassing.
Them.
Mate, it's embarrassing as a football club. Jermaine's saying, when I watch this back, why does Maguire always play so far up the field, like he's a left back when he's got no legs? It's embarrassing. I'm so happy Maguire got a yellow card for a 2-game ban. Most highway robbery of Manchester United, honestly. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We've got 42 people watching. I appreciate you. Smash the like. Subscribe if you're new. We're going to talk about more goals now and Van de Beek, and then we've got to talk about some players that are leaving, that's going to be an image and a half. So we're going to carry on, right? We're going to carry on, because this is going to get worse. I didn't want to ruin your Mondays. I'm trying to be positive, but this is football. This is real life. So if we go on to the next image here.
No, seriously. Tell the people the truth, bro. This is the comedy show. This is the Man United comedy show, bro. Come on.
Sorry, guys, I got you. This is a comedy stand up. You've got freaking Kevin Hart. That's me. You got Nuruddin, who's actually a comic. If you didn't really know that. You got Neji, who's he plays basketball. That Curry guy, who's also a comedian, and then you've got Michael McIntyre at the bottom. All right, here we go.
But that's a bio, you know. That is a bio. That's a bio.
All right, so look, Aiden, right? This is when I tweeted game over. Like, this is when I tweeted. I was like, all right, I literally, like, my son was like, Daddy, you want to play football with me? I was like, son, I'm sorry. 1 second. I was livid. What did you think about this? Because I could not believe my eyes, Aiden.
Again, but it is silly. Like, I think I was talking to someone about Harry Maguire the other day, and you know my opinion on him. But I do say that Harry Maguire is one of his best attributes is his height. And I think we actually have a lot of tall players in the squad. Like Rashford is about, 6'1". Pogba's very tall. Matic is tall. Scott's tall. Ironically, Scott is the one that made the mistake here. But we don't help them because we don't man mark people. Like, remember that goal Van Dijk scored and De Gea got completely messed up? I think it was against Liverpool, 18-19 or 19-20. Why is he not man marking him? We do zonal marking. You know, that quote, space never scores a goal. It's true. It's one of those quotes. It's like the ball moves quicker than the man. It's fundamentals that they sound simple, but they're true. Why are we still zonal marking? Like here,
it's embarrassing.
Who is that on the corner? I don't even know who that actually is.
I mean, is that Lindelof?
I don't even know who it is. But Scott, if you see him there, he's standing there and he's not ready for the run. If someone runs in at pace, you need to track them so you can stand next to them to prevent them jumping. If someone jumps at you, half the time, even if I would probably overpower Scott if I jumped at him, even though I'm half his size, because if someone jumps at you, you're done. So zonal marking, I can get onto McTominay, but really this is a coaching staff problem. Again, like I said, give someone flat tires and ask them to drive. Don't be surprised when the car crashes. Your zonal marking, are you not noticing the issue? And this has been going on for years. So I can't really criticize anyone too much of this at the moment. It's really the coaching staff that need to be getting out Ollie. So
yeah, no, Aiden, I hear you, man. You know what? When I saw this, it capitulated. Like literally, it just capitulated. And I thought to myself, this is exactly, when you make a sandwich, right? You put the bottom piece, you put the ham, and it's not a sandwich without the top piece. I was like, this is the top piece. This is the top piece. When you're playing rubbish, you ain't really passing right. Everybody's having a mare, right? And then this is the easiest goal Inacho's ever going to score in his career. He literally just walked past. He couldn't believe the ball hit his head. He literally couldn't believe he hit his head.
But this is again, if players taking responsibility. Inacho's on fire. He's having a great game. He's already scored one. He's the form guy. Vardy's not been on form lately, right? He's the form guy. So why would you give the guy who's the hottest striker in their team at this moment, and the form guy, give him that amount of space? And the thing about it, we don't just do zonal. Tell the brother here, we don't do so. We do half and half. That's even worse.
Yeah, it's silly. It's even worse.
And half. It's like having half and half scarves. That's the most hated thing in football. Half and half scarves. We do half zonal, half touch type. So how can you give Inacho, the guy who's 6'1", he's about 6'1", Inacho, give him that amount of time for him to leap on you?
Yeah, no,
even
it's true.
If you've got McTominay, you don't. You get closest to the guy who's on the most confident, and you get touch tight, and you put him off. But again, like I said, they identified every aspect of Man United. They identified that we're not that decent in midfield. We carry pensioners like Matic and give him whatever contract that he wants. We're playing Fred and McTominay. And I think I feel sorry for Fred and McTominay because they've been overused. Then we drop in other players who we've not used. We've not made use of our squad. We drop in other players in top professional football flight. You need 4 to 3 games to get your match fitness. To get that minutes into your lungs and into your legs. And we drop them in and we expect them to perform. At the end of the day, like I always say, we are a pantomime. So this name now, this show should be called the Pantomime, bro. We are a
Pantomime show. Yeah, the stand-up. Guys, I want to big up people in the house. I'm just reading our names. Biz, appreciate you. Rob, Kliss, Ho Giant, Spiritual Alexi, Cads, Luke Duval, A2Z, my man, Malachi Hickling, Malcolm Kilzar, Anad Singh, everyone who's coming in. Marco, I appreciate you guys. We're just trying to break down what happened so we can actually come up with solutions, because this is the icing on the cake. Jason Walker, I appreciate you, man. This is the icing on the cake, and we need to get better, because I'm sorry, a bit later in the show, we're going to talk about the players that are leaving, and literally we've got a massive hole to fill. massive. This is a huge summer, but I know looking at it, big up Usman as well. Looking at it, we're not going to get a lot of players. So what are we going to do? Because then it comes down to coaching. Because you can't just rely on players. We need to coach the players that we have and play better football.
This is why I think we're gonna end up being the new Arsenal. I don't want my friends got.
Oh, don't say that.
No, listen. Listen. I'll be honest, serious. I've been saying this for a hottest, bro. Because, and I'm not saying Arsenal regarding playing style. Listen to my point of exactly what I'm saying specifically. I mean Arsenal regarding how the club is run. We all remember Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, Perez turning up at United, right? Okay. When they got rid of Vieira, I remember having a conversation maybe 3 years ago, 3 years after that, when they got rid of Vieira and Thierry Henry and them, and I'm thinking, what quality are you replacing them with? And since then, they've never actually replaced it. They've actually regressed, and then they've gone and brought the worst talent after that. And the owners have taken money. They've taken money, and then they've gone, well, if you want another player, you need to go and sell this player. Their owners are basically treating also the way our Glazers have been treated Fergie. I mean, Fergie getting Michael Owen for crying out loud. Michael Owen. Number 7.
Obertan, Valencia, and Michael Owen. We replaced Ronaldo with.
Thank you very much.
That's not even a replacement.
So this is my point. When I'm watching what's actually going in long term, I'm thinking, wait there, we're not replacing talent. And what's actually going to actually happen now is we've got Bruno. Pogba's ready to go. Let's be honest. Pogba's ready to go. Van der Beek, who's a miles better player than most of our midfielders. Let's be honest. He's a baller. He's going to be wanting to go. Our best players are being sacrificed for this ridiculous formation and these ridiculous clowns that we've got. And then when they want to go, we're going to have the same board in charge. We're going to have the same Glaze in charge. We're going to be saying to Ed Woodward, right, this is your budget. Whatever players you've got, if you need more budget, we need to sell them. So we'll sell Pogba for 50 million. But I'll tell you what, we'll give you 20 million of that and we're taking 30 million. What for, mate? Because I need to give Tom Brady another extension and a hand replacement in case his wrist gets popped. Like, that's how it's happening. So then to go, what can I buy with 20 million? Oh, wait there, though. What top player wants to come to United when you've got no main stars, you've got no progression? Bruno's now finding out the Glazers don't want to win trophies. He's been sold the dream. Same as Pogba. So you can see now we'll end up being where Arsenal were. Where we were a nearly top 6 club. This is why I'm trying to say the only way we can move forward, guys, and this is on a serious, right now, it's the only, come up with any logic what you've got, but the only way I can see it happening now is that we need to retain these best players we've got before they're ready to jump ship. And I know we're going to talk about Bailly. And the only way I can see that happening is if a coach or a new manager comes in at the end of the season that can get better out of these players who aren't saying Mick Fred and McTominay are better than Van der Beek and Pogba and them, man. Who aren't saying Maguire and Lindelof deserve more time than Twanzebe and Bailly. Because then from there you can go, you know what? Your better players are starting and we can do a lot more with this team. So that's as far as I can get to it.
I appreciate it, bro. I got to talk about Karen took the kids. Don't know what that name is. That is hilarious. Karen took the kids. I hope the kids are okay. We've been the new Arsenal for about 3 or 4 years now. Jesus, people are going in deep. I'm honestly sad for Eric. Bruno's stalling a new contract. We are in a mess. And when I said, oh, we're in a mess, people are like, oh, no, we're not. I'm like, no. In terms of where we're going, how we're facing player contract, player dysfunction, people don't know if we want to stay or leave. We don't know what we're doing. The identity is going. It's going, and it's very sad. And just this is a perfect segue. I wanted to talk about Donny van der Beek. Van der Beek. I've seen so much things on Twitter, guys, right? So much things on Twitter. Even the commentator was like, yeah, I don't know if he meant it or not. I swear, if I could put my hand in that TV and take that commentator and say, sorry, say that again. Come again, mate. I'm sorry. I don't think I've seen a goal like this in about 3 or 5 years where we actually played a team goal. Pogba, Flicky did a nice little shimmy, brings the ball in the box. Van der Beek either got a call or just knew for his spatial awareness and his IQ that Green was running. Because if you see all these blue lines right now, every Leicester player, if you look right now, guys, every single attention is all on Van der Beek.
No one Van der Beek, yeah. He knows that.
Be flicking, eating a curry, right? Or a flicking Chinese, chicken korma, whatever you're calling it, and people wouldn't even look at him. They wouldn't look at him. And that is the skill of Donny van der Beek, to have that spatial awareness and that IQ that he lets the ball go and Greenwood scores the easiest goal of his life. This is my problem with what we're doing. I've seen so many people say, oh, Van der Beek's not that good. Van de Beek is a certain type of player. He is a player that demands that the team play football, that the team help each other out, that you move, find space. The way that we play football right now is not built for Donny van de Beek. It's not. And people are like, okay, well, if it's not built for him, go away. But the football we're playing is not good enough. So, so that's fine then. The football we're not playing is good enough. So, that's fine. No, it's not fine. And if we go to a next image, people were talking about this. I've seen this all over Twitter. People were trying to find something to take down Van de Beek and make him sad and go home sad. This is stretching. Look, we know for a fact that Donny van de Beek normally would play that pass forward. In this clip, right, Fred plays a pass to him and Fred makes that run into that space where that green arrow is, and Donny van de Beek does not make the pass. He goes back to Matic. Look, we can look into this and say, all right, well, he should have passed it forward. Is that the only thing we're looking at?
I'll be honest, Dom, yeah. I'll be honest. When I saw that, I said he has to make that pass forward. However, just like the previous clip about Maguire, I think he notices if he knocks the ball onto Fred, who on earth is with Fred there? Because we know Fred is not that guy who can dribble. So we know we're going to lose possession. That's intelligence to know who you're playing with. He knows if that was a Pogba, he's giving it. If that's a Rashford, he's giving it. If it's Greenwood, he's giving it. We can't act like he's naive. He's smart enough. He's smart enough to know not to give the ball Fred there. Although Fred
did what Maguire should have done.
Aiden, go on, bro.
Go on, bro.
Just what I'm saying. Like, he did what Maguire should have done. Like, simple as that. Donny van de Beek assessed the situation and he said Fred's not a person that can dribble past a load of players. It looks to me like nobody is up top, maybe just Martial. We already know the issue he has with being isolated. It was a counter-attack. We already know the issues we have with being isolated. So why would he do that? He just did what Harry Maguire failed to do, which was assess the situation and come to a conclusion. I don't honestly, this Van de Beek standard is one of the most frustrating things. Do you know what I don't get yet? These fickle Man United fans that are like, oh, this player's trash, this player's trash, this player's trash. So what you're telling me that who's come to the club? Falcao, Di Maria, Pogba, Van de Beek. I can name about 20 world-class players that come to the club and flopped, and they're all bad, and we're not the issue. It's just silly. It's like someone going through 6 relationships, getting cheated on every time and saying, oh, yeah, they're the problem. Well, maybe you have to look at yourself, mate. Look at yourself. Because maybe you're the issue, not them. It's just silly. It's just silly.
Because I know how I'm a Donny van de Beek. The way I've been brought up to play football, he's my sort of player. He's a team player. And I know that you let the ball do the work. That's how you score goals. The biggest teams in the biggest leagues let the ball do the work. And then they had some sauce on top with the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, all these people, right? Nuruddin, what's your thoughts on Donny van de Beek? Because people were going hard, like, oh, why didn't he pass the ball to Fred? And then you see an image of Fred going, oh, no, why didn't you pass Donny van de Beek? No, I was going to score. Like, it's just so stupid.
Have you seen, just that this is my last comment here, have you seen how Ajax play? Ajax move as a team, defend as a team, they move the ball. That's how you coach. When you're playing level, you move as a team, right? So Donny's passing the ball back because he knows Martial on his own with 3 centre-halves, right? So Martial is not going to dribble 3 centre-halves, right? That's why he's out of the picture. Pogba's about somewhere here. He's giving it to his CDM, which is Matic. Then Matic to take 1-2 touch to play it out, and then he might go to more of the space where the green is. And then you give the ball to him. Then as a team, then you move up. Because he plays 1-touch football. 1-touch, 2-touch football. So
true.
Sorry to quickly.
And also one thing you know as well.
He did actually pass that first time. Just to back your point, he passed that ball first time. Just to back your point, carry on, bro.
Yeah. So basically, what he did, like, he does the way how he wants to play football.
Yeah.
He knows the right way. The way United used to play football under Fergie, on the different teams, they will keep that. They will move as a team, defend as a team, move back as a team, and sometimes all the attackers will go, and then they used to leave the centre-halves 2 against 2, 3 against 3, 1 against 1. You know, that's what they would do, right?
Yeah.
But here is, they're begging, and I made the point before, he's not being used in this squad. But then I always said, even if what we say is a lie, right? What we can say, and we know how Donny van de Beek plays, how can you drop him in a game like this when he's not played and he's got 0 match fitness? And the match fitness is not just that getting the minutes on your legs or on your lungs. It's about the understanding how the team plays. It's about the rhythm. It's about the rhythm. So when you play more, then you have that more rhythm. That's why look what Pep does. Pep takes a couple of the midfielders out, takes them, makes 4 or 5 changes a game, brings it because they got rhythm. They have rhythm. When we got beat against Tottenham 6-1, I said it to everybody. Ollie's gonna go Jose now. Ollie's gonna go super defensive. And I'm telling you, I have never wanted to be so wrong, right? So wrong about something statement that I made. And I said 5 years ago, I said we're the new Arsenal because I realized when the club only back a manager when we're in the Champions League. No, when we're out of the Champions League. When we're in the Champions League, they don't back a manager. And I said that 5 years ago. So they're only happy about being in Europe and attracting more sponsorships. But here, it's just those Ollie inners, hardcore Ollie inners, are now looking for an excuse. Try to turn Dominic van der Beek, who's a seasoned professional, who's the man who's been doing bits in Europe in the highest level, in the highest level of football in the Champions League, other than the World Cup. It's the only other highest level other than the World Cup football. He's been scoring at Tottenham, at Chelsea, at Valencia, at Madrid. All of a sudden, that guy is making him out to be some kid from Honduras who's never played in European football and who needs time to bed in. What time? Yeah. What time to bed in if you know they're playing the right way? So to me, all of this is an amalgamation. I'm not even saying the word properly, but of all the way that the club is run. There's zero accountability. On my rant last night at United Real Therapy after my match reaction, I called on all the YouTubers because I'm sick of just blaming managers and blaming players. I called on all of the YouTubers on Twitter, on whether they're on Twitter channels, the Instagram channels, to say we need to come up with a hashtag and put real pressure on the Glazers, because as a company, as an organizer, as owners, they will see that there's something going wrong. And to get rid of the 3 bankers, let the viewers sink, let this sink in, guys. 3 bankers from Bristol University run our club. Even if you look to the new footballing structure of our club, right? You've got the director of football can never hire or sack a manager. What's the point of him being there then? How can Darren Fletcher, all the love I have for him, what a legend, have the ability to be a technical manager? What qualifications?
Exactly.
What does John Mont have as a qualification as a football director?
Exactly. Do you know what I was going to say? We should have got
a manager. He can never hire a manager. He can never sack a manager. He can never bring a player in. He can never get rid of a player. He can never get rid of a coaching staff. And I come back to the brother who just said before. At the end of the day, Ollie looked at Michael Carrick and he said, let's get the 4 guys on. So then we go. And then Ollie, on the press conference, threw Donny and Pogba under the bus, saying we thought they had an hour in them. Why are you picking them guys out? Why are you saying that they've got an hour in them? Why are you making it? Why are you making it about them? And why are you protecting Fred and McTominay, who were woeful, but who are tired because you overused them and overplayed them to protect the 2 slow centre-halves? At the end of the day, when Ollie came out and said he doesn't do the coaching, to me, his P45 should have been given then. You don't do the coaching. And you know what, brother? I understand what you're saying about Fergie didn't, or some of the managers don't. Fergie, after 8 years, he stopped doing the coaching. He had 8 years and he won 2 trophies, right? After 8 years and 2 trophies, 2 trophies. We won the FA Cup in the 89-90, and the 91-92, we won the Cup Winners' Cup. After those trophies, Fergie then hired other people, to really good coaches who knew what they were doing to do the coaching, right?
We got Carrick.
When Ollie said that,
do you know who did the coaching in the early 2000s? The Real Madrid manager was at Man United, left for Real Madrid, then came back from Man United.
Yeah. Carlos Queiroz. It was Molenstein and it was Molenstein, Carlos Queiroz. On the Fergie we had the Wally with a brolly, Steve McLaren. But people forget Steve McLaren was the best young coach around at that time.
For those DOFs and stuff, like for the DOF, for example, everyone got excited about a DOF, but I was like, realistically, why? Like, what connections is he going to have? What connections is Darren Fletcher going to have? What connections is Michael Carrick going to have? They're not going to have any connections. We want someone that's got European football connections.
Basically tokenism.
Yeah, it is, and he's got connections, that's got history, that's got something that can hire someone. For example, I think for the DOF, we should have got. I don't know if you know, in France, they're very, very, very good at picking up talent. Dembele came from Saint Etienne. Pepe came from Lille. The Italian Monaco team came from Monaco, and there were youth players: Mbappe, Fabinho, Bernardo Silva. We should have got one of those French DOS that is absolutely insane at picking up these talents from around the world and sending them on. If we're going to get a DOF, that's the type of thing we need to get, because they'll have connections, they know who to pick up, they'll have scouting networks. But we just did it to deflect from Ed Woodward, because now
I can name
if
you
a
four.
bad transfer.
I can name you four. Paul Mitchell is from Manchester. The brother at Seville, Mochi. I can name you the guy that was the Mitterland, the guy who's got a ticket on
any
football.
of them.
That was the Arsenal. Arsenal lied to him. Arsenal said, go and scout players, bring them in, and we'll sign them. And then Arsenal said, we got no money. And that's why he left Arsenal. Mitterland, that's what his name is. Mitterland, right? That's what he left. And the other guy, I think the guy in France is called Michel something. I forgot his surname. But there's four out there. They're some of the best in the world. Man United chose to hire a guy called John Murtagh that David Moyes bought with him. We don't know he's been in the background doing stuff. And 8 years, we didn't see anything. But anyway, that's my last comment. I've got to leave, guys. I've got to leave because I've got a
That's all good, man.
But anyway, peace, love, and light, guys. At the end of the day, we are Pantoman FC. And when Ollie said he doesn't do the coaching, that is when I thought, you've been in a job for 2.5 years and you don't do the coaching. The reason why I stood up for Ollie for a long time is because I watched his Mulder team, even though it's a different level. Mulder played 4-3-3, and they played aggressive, hunting that ball down. The way Ollie played in the first 3 months after he got the job, when he was doing the rehearsal for the job, at the end of the day, we are the new Arsenal, whether we like it or not. Glazers don't care. They care about, we are just propping up the American football team they own. And when City won the quadruple, all we're going to say is, but we won the Super Bowl.
No, don't.
We're going to say, we won the Super Bowl. What are you talking about? We won the greatest cup in the world. Super Bowl.
Nuruddin, I appreciate you coming on, guys. Go and check out his channel, United Field Therapy. You know what Nuruddin's about. He's a big boy. I appreciate you, Nuruddin, brother.
Love, brother.
Peace, man. You know what? Guys, thank you so much for joining in. Don't forget to like. I'm Dominic. You've got the guests here, Aiden and Neji, as always. Just get in the comments. I appreciate you all joining in. We desperately need a system and coaching. We're playing like cars on fumes, thinking out this card's about to break down hard. Crazy thing is, we have a choice to go in for Van der Sar as DOF, but as usual, we go for lesser option. No, we talk about Superman. We've got John Murtagh. He's really good. 2013 sports science.
Even is that done?
But we're not going to get these. We are not going to get these DOFs.
I know. Let me get these comments quickly. I really think that 4-2-1's getting the play. We should be playing 4-1-4-1. You know what? At this point, I'll take anything, man. I just want to flicking win. Fletcher is going to give us Scotland players. Oh, don't say that, Drizzy. Don't say that.
Allow that.
Ollie loves playing to our weaknesses. Right now, there's zero reason to keep him, basically. Karen took the kids. Now, there was a clip of Mulder fans saying that he's clueless and doesn't have a style of play. Jesus,
yeah, I've seen that.
Temmie talk. John Murtagh. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's just, it's a hard one to take. You know what this brings me on to? And it gets worse. So, obviously, Nady kept talking about Van der Beek, and Van der Beek is, Nuruddin said it perfectly. Van der Beek's not a stupid player. If he gave that to Fred, what's Fred going to do with the ball? If he passes it back to Matic, then Matic could probably do a ball over the top, or where we got more players over it. We keep the ball moving. How many times are we going to score from the halfway line? How many times have we done it without Rashford on, like, thinking with the pace? And you know what? You've got to understand him, and this is why it brings me on. This is really important where we are now. Take a screenshot, post it on your wall. But guys, this is how serious it is. Just take a second to understand this is how serious it actually is. These are the 8 players that could leave in the summer. Andres Pereira, don't care. He's just a doormat for me. But he's not our player anymore. Eric Bailly's come out. We're going to talk about the quote that you talked about. He's come out and said, look, this is his friend come out and said, look, this is not for Eric Bailly. He wants to play the club. He loves the club and so forth. But if he's not playing in the last 3 matches and against AC Milan and stuff like that, it's not worth it. You got Jesse Lingard, who's scoring for fun now. You got Paul Pogba, who's basically a world-class player, our only really world-class player, along with Bruno Fernandes, if you give or take. Diego Dallo playing.
He's sick. He's sick.
He can go up and forward. He can defend. He can attack. We can improve his defending, no problem. You got Phil Jones, who's still got a parking space at Manchester United. Apparently, he's injured all the time. We might as well call him Mr. Glass. We got Edinson Cavani, who everybody said was, he's the man. He's the freaking man. Edinson has scored, I think 6 goals played how many games? He wants to leave. He wants to go to Boca Juniors. His injury record's terrible. He needs so many chances to score goals. We know that from his previous league. The stats show it. And now when he came on the pitch, he had 26 minutes and got one touch in the box. And he's supposed to be the upper echelon of strikers at Manchester United. You've got Juan Mata, who's just writing autobiographies in his freaking conservatory at home. He's not playing football anymore. These are all the players that could leave in the summer. And do you trust this board, the Glazers, to go out and sign a Grealish, and then Diddy, a freaking Varane? I don't trust them. I don't trust them. This is how real it has got. Luke Duval saying, do you trust the board to replace all of them? No chance. Pereira will leave.
To replace one of them.
No, not one of them. Pereira will leave 100%. Bailly has to stay. We need him. I completely agree. But if he wants to go, he's going to go, or they're going to give him a big paycheck. We'll be sad to see Jesse leave 100%. Martial looks flat, to be honest. I would sell it. Even Martial could go. Anything could happen. Jones, honestly, can't believe it. Does Ollie give contracts or the board? It's the board, man. Ollie's not giving contracts. He might say he is, but he's not. He's not the final say. No way. No freaking way. Cavani's movement, naught goal returns now. You know what, right? This is a sorry state of affairs. Aidan, when you see all these players, what's your first thoughts when you see this, bro?
My first thought is, even with players like Pereira, I think there's a lot of players there that are very, very, very good and that we've just failed. I used that analogy earlier, but it's true. Like, you can't keep on just deflecting. I mean, Pereira, I think Pereira is very good. He's better than a lot of players at the club, but he's just decision-making is bad. You know him. Bailly, funny thing is, Dalot, YouTube talked about a few minutes ago, I think, that Dalot, everyone said that, he wasn't fit. Soon as he gone to AC Milan, suddenly he's fit.
It's
and
true.
He literally said that Ole wasn't picking him. So I don't know if I believe all this now. I don't even know what to believe. Lingard, I can understand if he's going to leave. But Paul Pogba, he's the best midfielder on the planet on his day, I think. Getting rid of him. And to be honest, I don't trust them to get rid of and replace any of them there. I don't trust them to get rid of and replace any of them. None of them. Not one. Wow. So to be honest, if we lose every single one, we'd probably just replace them with some youth players. Like I said, it as a joke, but James Garner's probably the DM and Van der Beek's the Pogba replacement. If we look at it seriously, and there's no Diallo, it's no Sanchez, Diallo and Palestri. So I don't know,
bro.
Man.
You know what? Right? Let me tell you what Eric Bailly's friend said. I don't know who it is. He said, Eric loves the clubs and the fans. Yada yada yada. His family are settled in Manchester. Blah blah blah. But he feels the club have been very disrespectful towards him, and frankly, he's had enough. I've heard this story so many times about different players being upset and being not well managed, right? He feels that no matter what he does, he will never be first choice for Ollie. Look, don't get me wrong. This guy's injury record is awful. It is awful. Like, I would never rely and put like my emergency contact as Eric Bailly. I would be dead.
Say that everyone's this here, bro. Pogba's not an injury-prone player. Neither is Rashford, but they're getting injured all the time. Neither is Martial.
Yeah, and he said he now realizes he's too good and too young to spend time sitting on the bench. You know what? I understand that. Look,
I agree.
If he's fit, you play him. If he gets injured, fine. We deal with it then, and we figure out and talk to him and say, look, you're getting injured. But if the guy's fit, you play him. You don't buy a flipping Lamborghini and don't flipping drive it because you think it might break down at some point. What do you mean? You drive the Lamborghini. It's the Lamborghini has passed its MOTs. It's been declared to be on the flicking road. Get your hop top down. Flicking put some flicking whatever song you want. Flicking Beyonce. I'm a single lady. Whatever you want to do. I don't care what your vibe is. But flicking play, flicking buy. It makes no sense to me. And this is why I'm so unsure about Ollie at the moment. Because, for me, right, we're in a situation where Ollie could be making two teams to play. If you look at Man City, they've got a kind of two teams to play. So when they come in, they don't need match rhythm because they're playing every other game, really. Bernardo Silva doesn't start every game. We know he doesn't. But when he comes in, he freaking kills it. Foden doesn't start every game. But when he comes in, he kills it. We play the same nucleus every single game. Scott McTominay, Max Sauce. I don't care about these things. I don't want to have the same nucleus every single game. We have to be able to mix it up. So when you've got Matic coming in with his left-footed and we're surprised that he's getting turned and running down a flicking dark hole and can't catch up with Tillemans, I'm not surprised. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest because we have all these players that could leave. Jesse, doing well. Flicking Sahar, left, doing well. Angel Di Maria, left, doing well. Memphis, we want him back, doing well. Like, these are not surprises. Diogo Dalot scoring goals at AC Milan. Well, it's not a surprise. Juan Mata could go to Wolves and probably kill it. Mata would go to Wolves just like Matinho and probably kill it. Why? Neji, look, we're in a place where I wanted to make sure that people understand where we're at, where it went wrong basically in the game yesterday. But where do we actually go from here? I want to provide solutions. Where do we go from here, Neji, bro?
I'm never going to speak on behalf of everyone. I'll always speak on behalf of myself. For those who don't know me, like I've always been Ollie for the rebuild, not Ollie forever. I said that the moment he was appointed, and I've stuck by that for the rest of my life. The only reason I did say that, just to tip on, is that I never knew Ollie's credentials, and I never knew whether he was going to be the guy to bring long-lasting success as to what we are accustomed to as United fans. What I did understand from what Ollie could do is bring back a structure and development of the club. Forget the team for now. I knew the team that he inherited wasn't ready to win championships and trophies, and people were still begging for trophies back then. I didn't really side with that. I couldn't see the logics behind it. But what I understood was that Ollie had to come in and actually rebuild this club from top to bottom. You know, he had to get rid of Deadwood as much as he could. The first thing he did was get rid of Fellaini. The first player we got rid of was Fellaini. That told me everything. He knew he was not a Manchester United player. The backroom staff needed replacing. All these feel good vibes needed putting back into the team, because Manchester United's DNA is based on family. It sounds cheesy and corny, but it is a family unit. It wasn't based on winning. Winning is based on the core fundamentals of safety,
playing good football.
Of safety, of love, of honesty, and hard work. Those are the foundations of United. And that was put back because we've got people who are in charge who just put money first. So we're getting players like Sanchez coming through. Skip on a couple of years, it's a case of, right, Ollie's reached the ceiling with this team. And for whatever reason, Ollie, up until this time, has been the only manager that we've had since Fergie, who's actually made pundits, made fans feel a little bit of hope and go, raw, we need to take these seriously next season. We all heard it at the end of the season when we beat Leicester to make third position. We all heard it. We all saw the vibes. We all felt the vibes. People like, raw, we actually need to take Man United serious next season. Ollie did the most he could do, and I would never take anything from him. Then it's a case of, right, Ed Woodward, go and support him. Go get him Sancho, because quite evidently, he's bringing the right type of players in, young, quality, and he looks like he knows what areas to pick up. Didn't get his centre-back, didn't get Sancho. That's on the board. So now, he's gone away from that 4-3-3 that we were playing with the one DM in Matic. He's gone to this silly 4-2-3-1. He's had to adapt. Now, fine, you haven't got your players. I've always backed him still and said he hasn't had his players, been thrown under the bus. However, a good manager, for me, will be able to utilize the players he has to their best ability. So
like
when
Tuchel.
for example, like Tuchel, yes, Tuchel inherited 200 million worth of talent, and it was great talent, but he still had to do a job. So when Ollie's got Van der Beek on the pitch, you know, I've been a big Ollie inner forever until the rebuild is done. Then he needs to bounce. But I'll give him loads of chances to go, you know what? Maybe that's the reason you've not started Bailly, or I can see why you started McFred, because you know Maguire's not competent enough. But when Bailly is pulling out absolute 5 out of 5 games, like 5-star quality game, and Van der Beek's a type of player that can retain the ball, move the ball progressively from midfield, and you still choose not to play it when you can evidently see that that's what we need on the pitch. I am not a coach, but I'm sorry. Now I can no longer support and back these decisions, because now I'm seeing a solution and you're not choosing it. And yesterday, the fact that we were 2-1 down and he went to his plan A of Fred and McTominay shows me that in his mind, he feels that is the best team to get results. And then if I look further on in the future for a solution, I'm thinking, well, his coaching staff isn't going to go nowhere. He's just brought them in. So if his coaching staff isn't going to go nowhere, can I say the football's going to get any better? No. Is he going to change his team around? No, quite evidently not. Is he still going to persist with McFred, Lindelof, Maguire? It obviously looks that way, because again, and I'll repeat, he used that as his plan A yesterday to get the result. Did not work out. So if that's the case, I'm going to look at the realities of, okay, well, Pogba's going to want to go. He's already going. So we can't replace him. You're not going to be able to do that stupid long ball over the top, as I keep saying, to Rashford, because that switching counter stuff ain't going to work. You're going to have to play football. But look how he's treating Donny van de Beek.
Yeah. Let me get in the comments, Deji. Let me get in the comments, bro. Let me get in the
go on, bro.
comments.
Go on, bro.
I appreciate that, brother. Guys, let's get the likes up. Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Subscribe if you're new. Yeah, we've got 45 people watching. I appreciate you all. I'm trying to call out everybody that I see. Thank you so much for your support. JW, Ian, Ho Giant, Cliss, Andrew, King Jar. Like that, King Jar. Marco, all the people that I'm seeing. I think I saw Genevieve earlier as well. Stephen Russell, I appreciate you guys. Let's get in the comments. McKenna, Carrick are part of the Jose regime. Big comment, Andrew. It's so true. If all these players go, how much we get? You know what, Mark? That's what we're going to do, bro. We're going to go for these players as a final bit and say how much we're going to get for them and be realistic as well. We're going to get Aiden's thoughts and Naji's. The management, recruitment, coaching staff are the problem, big time. Makes it scary. Similar results after 2017, big time. Naji spot on, bro. Yes, he's really good at breaking down things. I said ages ago that Carrick and McKenna should have been sacked when Jojo was sacked. Normally, the coaching staff go when the new manager comes in. I don't know how they managed to stay.
I don't know. They didn't have backroom staff. That's the thing, bro.
He didn't have any staff. So they just hid in the canteen and just WhatsApp him and saying, please, mate, can I keep my job? That's not right. This is Manchester United. Don't WhatsApp. I bet they've got a WhatsApp group like, oh, mate, we won a game. Sorry, I'm just.
Oh, that's rude.
I'm just upset with the results, man. I'll go to the next one. Guys, I need your help in the comments. This is the final bit. We're going to say how much for each player, and I appreciate you all here. Andres Pereira, get in the comment. Andres Pereira, get in the comments. Let us know how much you think we can get for Andres Pereira. Be honest, Lazio said they want to cut it short, but at the same time, they've turned around and said we do want him. So it's conflicting reports. How much do you think we can get for Andres Pereira? Really quickly, Aiden, what do you think, bro?
8 or 9 million.
Why
are you not, bro? No, don't laugh. I'm being 100% serious. I'm being 100% serious. 8 or 9 million.
All right, that's people are saying 15, 10, 8 to 15.
15 mil for what?
I was going to say 5 million.
People are saying 5 million at best. Like, I agree with you. 12 million, 10 to 15. Giovanni, thank you for joining. Saying 10. Arbiz, my man, saying 10. King Jar, 15.
Guys, Van de Beek went for 40.
Shahad saying 2 million. Well, people are saying we can get more for him, you know. Well, to be fair, he's still young, you know. I would say we're in the middle of about 10 million. People, if we're going for the middle, 10 million, 15 million, fine.
8,
so
8, 9, 10 million.
10 million in the bank. We got 10 million in the bank. Let's try and keep a note of this, right? I'm gonna write this down. 10 million in the bank so far. All right, and then we've got Eric Bailly. How much are we getting for him? Be honest, really quickly.
20 mil because of his injury record.
20 mil for Eric Bailly. Okay, 20 mil.
Because he's had appearances.
Nah, you're not getting 20. You won't get 20 mil for that.
Well, you would, because Pereira hasn't got appearances.
Yeah, but his injury record is bigger than most footballers out there at his age. Like, he's only played 100 games. That will knock 5 million easy off. His talent is 20. Yeah, fair. His talent, 20 mil.
40 mil.
No, his talent properly. If he was fit, his talent is about 40 mil, 45 mil.
I think if he's fit, he'll
go for 20
no,
mil.
No way. If he's fit, he's 50.
In this pandemic.
If he's fit, he's 40, 50, mate. Like,
no,
I'm fit the whole season.
How much did Diaz come for?
Exactly. If he's fit the whole season, Bailly is easily 40, 50 mil.
I think Diaz came for 50, right?
The whole season fits, playing the way he does.
Minus the mistakes.
People said 40, 18, 15 million, Jermaine. My man, come on, brother. 30 million, Cliss 20, Andrew 15 million, 20. JW 15 million, Jermaine 15, Arbiz 2025, 15 million if he signs new contract extension, 25. Diaz was 60. Kaz is saying 20.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, right? If Diaz is flicking 60, a fit Eric Bailly is better than Diaz, I think.
Yeah, but that's hindsight. We're dealing with hindsight.
That's the statement, that is.
Yeah, but
I'm saying it.
I don't know if I'd say that.
When we're dealing with hindsight, like, hindsight doesn't change the price when you negotiate.
Yeah, I know, man.
It's not hindsight though. Like,
it is hindsight.
Why is he a good player?
Aiden, sorry, bro. We keep saying if he's fit, if he's fit. That's hindsight.
Yeah,
but the only reason why Bailly's not fit is because of the club. It's not him. Every player comes to this club and is injured. They literally broke Rashford's back.
Not to the extent of himself. I'm sorry, not to the extent. I agree with you so much on the club in terms of looking after players, but there is a level with which his body is not capable to do.
But Bailly's 26, by the way, guys. I think.
All right, I'm saying, look, Eric Bailly, for me, because he's broken, as Jermaine said perfectly, and Giovanni, you know, that's a good point. Look, he is broken. He's like Mr. Glass. So I'd say 15 to 20 million. If we get 20 million, we're laughing, I think.
Yeah, I'd take 20 for him.
Jesse Lingard, what were you saying?
25.
25.
No,
I'll say
no,
30.
40 because of his mate. Because of his PR, I'm telling you, PR is a lot for players. Also, he's got a while left. I think it depends how much he's got left in his contract, but PR is big for clubs. I'm telling you, Jesse Lingard's got like 3 times as followers West Ham has. He can easily get. And after a World Cup, if he does well in the World Cup, 40 mil. If he does well in the World Cup,
35, 20, 30 mil, 50 million again, 40 million. Andrew, my man. Our Stevens one, 30 mil. I think I like that. I said 20 mil, 30 mil. Yeah, everybody's going for that 30 mil. So I think Jesse Lingard's got so much PR. You're right. And he's played 12 games in 5 years. That's for Eric Bailly, I think. Yeah, I think Jesse's 30. Let's go like Paul Pogba. We'll just go quickly for Phil Jones. Phil Jones, he goes on the free for me. Keep the change.
Yeah.
Tavani goes on the free as well. We bought him for nothing, 10 million agent and Mata goes on the free, and Diego Dallo goes for 5 million for me. Let's, guys, for the final one.
No, whoa! Don't do my boy Diogo like that, bro. He's been banging it.
Can we just confirm that Pereira so far? Pereira's going for more than Dallo.
Dallo goes for.
I'm not saying based on skill. I'm talking about his marketability and how Manchester United view him as a club. Not on his. They don't rate him. So if they don't rate him, they'll say he's worth 5 million. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
If you've got a really good watch, right, and you have loads of value to it, it doesn't cost a lot of money, but you think, yeah, this is a valuable watch. If I see it, I'll be like, it's something from Argos.
I still think if we ask AC Milan for 15, 20 mil, they take him.
They pay 50 million euro.
Yeah, euro, you know. What's that's 50 million?
Yeah. Oh, violations, bro. Violations.
Look. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's get to the most important player before we finish. Pogba, guys, let me know your thoughts on Pogba. Everybody's had a say on Twitter. Always on Twitter. If you don't follow me, I'm United Source MUFC. You got Aiden's UTD Aiden, and you got Sunshine 47 at the bottom, Nagy as well. What are you saying for Pogba in pounds? Here we go. Pogba not for sale. King Jar. I like this. This is the DOF we need. We need King Jar. I love it. King Jar, always go back, mate. On transfer market, Pogba is 60 million and Bruno's 90. Oh, Marco, don't trust that transfer market, mate. All right, Andrew started off. We got 120 million pounds. It's like a flicking bidding war, isn't it? 60 million because of contract, 80, 90 million, 90 mil, 65. Pogba not for sale again. 70 mil, 210.
Take it on. I thought that said Usman Dembele for a second.
That must be Naira, fam. 210 Naira.
Wait, Aiden, Nagy, what are you saying for Pogba? Honestly, really quickly, what are you saying?
My first figure that comes to my head is 50 million because I know people say he's injured. I said 50 million, but because the reason I said that is because of his injury record over the seasons has not been great.
Again, that's bro.
Sorry, bro. Let me land, bro. The guy evidently gets injured every season. Now you can say whatever reason that is, you can come up with it. Go look at his injury record. It actually doesn't look good, and you can whisper it or shout it out loud. I'll just tell how it is. Every season, he's literally not playing over 80% of our games, which he should be. Okay, when he's fit, fair enough. Manager needs to pick him, but he's actually not playing that many games, and he's in and out and wants to leave. His contract's got a year left. 50 million minimum, I don't think is bad. Anything more, bonus.
Bro, I love this comment, by the way. I'll take 1 million euro for Phil Jones. What, the money's going to you, Malcolm? The money's going to you.
I'll take 1 million rand. 1 million rand.
Wow. What is that, like £10?
Rupees, nothing. Mate.
Get the rupees in.
Yeah, 1 million rupees, bro. 1 million rupees.
Ade saying 1 year contract left, injury prone, inconsistent, 50 mil. You know what, right? Wait. So, Nagy, you said 50 mil. Aiden, what are you saying, bro?
Bruv, 90 million. You got to think about this guy's PR. Man has 42 million followers. He was in a Champions League advert for Pepsi in the Europa League. This guy's PR. Easily, if he comes off if they win the Euros, France and Pogba does well, easy 90 mil, bro. 90 mil. I'm going to go in between. Contract 160, 600 million, in my opinion.
You know, if I'm going to go between both of you, right? Because Nagy's coming from the football aspect and injury concerns. You're going from, wait a minute, this is also a club, a product, marketable. So if we got 50 and 90, I'm sorry. For me, he's got 1 year left in his contract. Oh, that's another thing as well. JW, good shout, man. He's a World Cup winner, like Marco says, though. You know what? It's got to be a
And
nice.
he'll win the Euros, bro. Again,
And we're in a pandemic. I got to say, if we sell him for 70 million, I'm happy with that. 70 million, bang on in the middle. I think that's John Murto or Murtough, whatever this brother's called. He's done a good thing for 70 million. I think that's nice. So if we,
but the Glazers are going to give us 20 million of that.
So wait a minute. What did we say for? So Andrew Spray, we said 10. Eric Bailly, we said 20. Jesse, we said 30. Right. Paul Pogba was saying around 70. Diego Dallo, I'll put him up to 10. Why not? All right.
40 mil so far.
And the rest are on a free, right?
140 million.
On 140 million. And we've lost what, 8 players?
That's crap.
We got 140 million to get.
Oh, lovely. 140 million, mate. That's beautiful. I could buy a Freddo with that, mate. Beautiful.
Yeah,
mate.
we're not
Lovely.
gonna. You won't get 140 million. You won't get that to spend. The Glazers will take their dividends.
So we're
probably going to get
you
60
got to
million
take
out of that.
You've got to take 100 million for the Range Rovers, maybe 30 million for the Tom Brady contract, then another 10 if they want to. You know, might spend it on Ubers or something. So,
all right. So we got 8 players gone. After the dividends is that we're left with, like, say we got 140, we're left with about 100. It's like on FIFA, you know, we sell someone, they're like, okay, you've got it added to your pot, right? We've got about 100
tax
on Grealish, Sancho, and a striker. All right.
Oh, beautiful, lovely.
So, guys, this video will tell you about a solution. You know what? I'm gonna do a little teaser and a spoiler for you. There is no solution with the Glazers. I'm sorry I have to say this at the end of the video, but there is no solution with the Glazer tax, because as long as they're there, they will keep flicking drip feeding themselves with the money, and will end up with more Cavani's who play a couple of games, and will end up getting a flicking Schweinsteiger out of retirement. We'll be calling flicking Michael Owen, seeing what he's saying with his horses. It's just not going to work out. So as fans, we just got to keep going. Take each game as it comes, right? And enjoy the wins and just forget about the losses. Enjoy this international break. Have your therapy. Have your nice peppermint tea, because we come back after international break. And I tell you right now, guys, second is not nailed on. Don't take it for granted. Don't think it's all over.
Chelsea finish above us.
It is not nailed on that we're going to finish second. And I'll tell you right now, for the final question, guys, really, really quickly, 10-second answer. If we finish second with no trophy, do you keep Ollie?
Sacked.
Neji?
He's got to go no matter what. Trophy.
Guys, in the comments, the final question. If we finish second and no trophy, all you got to do is put sacked or stay for Ollie. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. For me, right?
I'll pay for the Uber.
Say again? You pay for the Uber,
I'll pay for the Uber to get rid of him, yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm saying if Ollie gets second with no trophy, I'll be honest with you, I'd appreciate him for all he's done. I appreciate you getting Ahmed in, because I think Ahmed's going to be unbelievable. Youth, skill, confidence. But I'm sorry, someone else has got to come in and get better from this team. And I think all the comments are saying the same thing. Jesus, no way. King Dar has spoken. No, he needs to go real. Sacked. Arbiz, talk to me. I can't go without you telling me why. Arbiz, please quickly type and tell me why, bro. I need to understand, because you're a needle in a haystack right now, bro. But I love that, because I appreciate everybody's opinions. Kaz is saying sacked. Cliss is the nicest guy on YouTube, and he's saying sacked as well. Honestly, Ollie deserves one more window. Ho ho ho! Tell me more, bro. Stay for the remaining year of the contract. Okay, why, Arbiz? Talk to me. Talk to us. I'd rather he left and got sacked. I'll take him to Bergen in Norway.
Yeah, I don't want him to. I don't want him to get sacked. Don't get it twisted. I want him to go to. At the end of the season, he needs to go.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get sacked. I don't want him to get sacked. It's the wrong time. You can't just sack him now. It makes no sense.
No, I'm not talking about
just fire him. Don't sack him. Don't sack him. Just fire him.
Yeah, that's why if he gets second with no trophy.
Yeah, no, Dom. Don't sack him. Just fire him. It's easy.
What's the difference?
Wow.
There's no difference. Get rid.
So sacked tomorrow morning. Winning the Europa isn't good enough. People forget we got knocked out of the Champions League. Yeah, I know. The amount of money he spent is laughable. Player, legend, awful manager. Regardless of what happens, I'm always Ollie out. We're playing Jose football out here. I can't even watch us play. Ho ho. Here we go. We've got his reply. I just think we're overreacting slightly. I'd love to see what the board does with someone like Ollie in his situation. You know what? Ho, 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 right? I love saying your name. I understand what you're saying, because this board is killed so many of our managers. Not actually killed them, not talking about that. But they've not let any manager thrive. Jose flopped. LVG flopped. Moyes flopped. Now Ollie's flopped. Ho, ho, ho. I get what you're saying. But for me, personally, the way we play football, I don't really like it. It's not sustainable for me. I always say this thing, it's not eco-friendly the way we play football, and that's why we lost against Leicester. By the way, Dominic, Norway is a beautiful country. On that comment, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out the previous video I did last night of the match reaction. I wasn't happy and cheery as I am now. Normally I am, but I couldn't hold myself back yesterday. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you so much. This is United Sauce and Wingers. Like the video as well. Ian, I appreciate you as a mod. Quick shout out, Aiden, go for it, bro.
Pardon?
Quick shout out.
For what?
Mate, your channel, you absolute waste, man.
Whoa.
Oh, United Aiden with 2 ends.
Mate, don't worry, guys. Aiden's actually in uni. He doesn't sleep. If you know Aiden, he goes to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning every single night.
He goes to bed at
I
5,
went
wakes
to bed
up
at
at
10 the other day.
5:15 and says, "Good morning, I'm bored as anyone on Twitter."
Yeah, he usually goes, "Good morning, everyone." At 4
No,
o'clock
yeah, I woke up at 10 on
Anybody on
Saturday.
Twitter? So yeah, that's Aiden on Twitter, guys. My name's Dominic, United MUFC on Twitter as well. And then you've got Neji.
Yeah, bro. Sunshine47, SONSHINE 47. Same on YouTube, Sunshine47. Yeah, man.
Nice, guys. I appreciate you so much. Big up to all of you. Have good evenings and weekends. I'll be back in the week with some more content as well. Big up. Aiden's so funny. I'm going to talk to him straight after this. I'll tell you right now, Aiden. See you later, guys. Cheers.
Big ups.
Bye-bye.